Yes, before starting this, welcome you all for the session. Students, congratulations once again. So, before getting into the, today's session, so first, you guys be aware about the attendance. Okay, so the attendance is the first criteria which you guys have to, accomplish in this to get the certification. Okay, so once you logged into the LMS, please navigate to the left-hand side panel. You can see it here, right? There are multiple tabs. You can see dashboard, assessment, and self-attendance. So just click on the self-attendance. From the menu, once you locate here, you can select the self-attendance tab. So there, in the bottom of this, the columns, you can see a mark me attendance option. Okay. So can you all just get into the LMS and check once? Okay. So just click on the mark me attendance option. Once you're done with this, you will then be redirected to that is to the same page, and it is showing like your attendance is marked for today. So you can see these kind of messages so that you can confirm your attendance is marked for today. Clear? And that is not only the thing we are going to consider for the attendance. The another one, it is called as a checkout. Okay. So checkout form, once you're done with the session, so in the end of the session, you can see the checkout form in the same tabs. Okay. Here you can see it. As of now, it is not in the active. I'll be, activated after, before the session closing, like before 10 minutes. Okay, you can see the form and fill it out. Okay, basic simple things like about the sessions, and you have to give some details regarding that. Okay, clear everyone?
Ma'am,
Any
could you repeat
questions now?
that? Yes, ma'am, could you repeat that last part after attendance?
Okay, after the self attendance, you'll be seeing a checkout form. Okay. So checkout form is nothing but so what you have learned so far today, so that you will entering in each fields. Okay, so there are multiple questions which will be there in the form. So you have to fill it up. Clear? So that is a checkout form. So these are the two important thing you have to mark on a daily basis because we will be evaluating it for the attendance. Okay. And we will also check the Zoom attendance also. So how many students are joining on a day. So these are the things we will be, using for the evaluation process. Clear, students? Because this is a very basic a foundation to for your certification. So that's why I'm telling you. Clear? Snega and everyone? Any
Yes, ma'am.
questions? No?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes,
So,
ma'am.
Clear?
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
great.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so then there is any questions, you can put it in the chat box. Otherwise, I'll hand over the session to Sagar.
Okay. Uh, Thank you. Welcome everyone to the first day. I kind of heard you all yesterday, right? When your orientation was going on. So we have created the content in a way that is not very technically strong, but it also adapts to your everyday needs, right? For example, let's quickly take a 2 minute activity. How many of you have used ChatGPT? Or how many of you have used Copilot? If you all can just, put a thumbs up icon or something, right? Now, okay, perfect, right? So we all already know some basic tools. Uh, there might be other, like various other tools that you might have used, but we'll stick to some basic ones that are freely available, right? Okay. Coming to the main topic for today, right? Let me share my screen quickly. Okay. I hope the screen is visible to everyone. Okay, perfect. Right. The topic for today, right, that we are going to cover is data and its basics. And where do we see data coming on? Right. Now, as we know, right, we have already seen the topic and everything. What do you think? Where do we see data in our day-to-day lives? Is the first question. So I'll stop sharing and you all can quickly put your answers in the chat and we'll try to connect the dots. Right. Where do you see data in your day-to-day life? You all can also unmute yourself and answer, students. That's okay.
College attendance.
Okay. So one is college attendance. Where else do we see data in our life? Exam results. Perfect. Any other?
Phones, weather apps.
Okay. Phones, weather applications, screen
In a
time. Perfect.
presentation,
Well,
steps count.
okay. Step count, presentations, timetable. Okay. Someone, Sneha, I think. Yeah. She has written Instagram, YouTube. Perfect.
In
Okay.
websites, sir. In
All the
websites.
SMS.
Okay.
UPI
Inbox,
payments.
payment history, UPI payments, social media. Perfect, right? So even before we start the topic, we already know that data is so important, not only for us, but also for the companies. And we'll understand today why, right? Okay, let me quickly share my screen and we'll get started right away. Okay, now let's quickly go through the learning outcomes first so that we know what we are going to learn today. First, we learn what is data, right? What you all shared, right? That is insights, that is what a company already does. But why is that data important to them, and how does it function in real life? Second, there are some data characteristics, right? Not every company will try to take all types of data, right? So which company or what is the target audience, etc., and what are the characteristics these company follow, and something that is very important even in respect to our daily life. Third, there are various types of data, right? Some of you said Instagram. So what do you see on Instagram? You see maybe some posts, maybe some quotes, maybe some reels, maybe some images, right? So that is one type of data. Some of you said presentation, some of you said class marks, right? So that is where our numeric data comes or textual data comes, right? So there are various types of data, something that is available on the internet, something that is available on our local systems, right? So those are types of data, and there are also multiple structures in which we can classify that. So we'll be going through that also today. And last is data acquisition. Right now, acquisition in a very generic term is collection. What are various data collection methods? From where do we collect data? For example, if I ask you all, right, or maybe some of you can answer. If I tell you to create a presentation, before the AI or before ChatGPT had come into the picture or the technical world, how would you find your information? Majorly from Google browser, maybe Bing, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, right now, let's say you put something over there that I want to know more about, maybe a cricket team, maybe about any subject, maybe I want to solve some sums, right? So I put that in the query box, and the browser gives me the results. Now, there are so many links, right? There might be 10, 20 links on a single page. We don't go through all the links. We go through specific links, or we use specific pages, right? Data collection methods talk about that which are the sources you can take, which are the sources you should avoid, right? Because there can be so many misguided articles, fake news, news that are not correct, news that are not accurate, like techniques that are incorrect. So we'll also be talking about that. And throughout this entire, all the learning outcomes, we have planned some activities, we have planned some interactions, and there will also be a short activity that you all will be doing uh, by the end of the session, so that we know that everything we have done today is clear. So if you all are ready, if you all can quickly show a thumbs up and we can get started with the first. Okay, perfect. Right? Uh, Perfect. Okay. We'll be using Paint for writing some text, so I hope the Paint screen is also visible to you. Yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect. How many of you shop from one of these things, right? Uh, Maybe Myntra, maybe Amazon, maybe Flipkart, right? How many of you shop from these e-commerce places? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, okay. Let's take the first example, right? Let's talk about Myntra. What do you buy from Myntra? Uh, Maybe a dress,
Clothes.
clothes,
Clothes.
shoes, accessories, right?
Cosmetics.
Now, if you all have noticed, right, this is something you can check in real time also on your phones. Let's say you have bought some dress from Myntra maybe 6, 7 months back, right? Or maybe let's talk about shoes because shoes are more generic. And maybe let's say your shoe size is maybe a 5, a 6, a 7, right? These are the shoes you have already ordered. They have been delivered. You like the product, and you go back to Myntra to shop something. Now, the moment you start browsing the products, right? Let's say shoes for now. If you select size 8 or a size 9, Myntra now starts showing a message that this is not the size you had previously ordered, right? This might be too big for you. Anyone who has seen that message,
Yes, sir.
Yes, I've seen.
right?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. The same thing you can see on Amazon, the same thing you will see on Flipkart. How do you think do these companies know which size of shoes are you wearing? And another question that is very interesting is it is personalized, right? For example, the shoe size I wear, that same shoe size is not going to be applicable to a friend of mine. So he will be shown a different size, a different color, or a different brand. How do you think the companies do that?
Recollect our data.
Previous purchase.
Previous data,
Okay,
sir.
right? Previous data.
Purchase histories.
Okay. Anyone who has any other answer? So one answer we have is data, right? One we have is purchase history. That can be our, purchase history. Any other data? Sorry, any other answer? Sorry, not any other data. Any other answer that you can come up with?
Yes, sir.
Browsing
So
data.
most times,
Search
Sorry.
history.
Okay, search history, not really, because the search history will not show you sizes. It will show you a filter where you can browse for the sizes, the colors. Search history, we'll again talk about it because your ads start becoming dependent on your search history, right? But we'll come to this point. The answer we are looking for, right? Let's go through first what is data, and then we'll come to the actual answer on how data is just an overall umbrella term, right? As we all already discussed, right? Data is nothing. It is a collection of facts, figures, and information. Whatever you shop, whatever you browse, whatever you see on your phone, your computers, your laptops, your tablets, everything is data. Everything is information, right? That is collected by the company, and that is how those companies give you personalized ads, give you personalized recommendations, and somewhere data sharing, right? Something that would always have been private now has become a very generic thing because every one of us does it, right? So now it does not look like a security lapse or a threat. Second, data is raw observations, right? Now, what do I mean by raw observations? How many of you have read, uh, let's say, a math a math book or a science book, maybe from 8th to 10th? How many books have you read for science? Just okay for commerce. Okay, let's say commerce. How many books have you read in 11th and 12th? One, half, two, three. Hopefully not more than three because you still are students, right? How many of you are okay? We'll keep it more generic. How many of you have read novels? Anything, fiction, sci-fi, crime, thriller, romantic, anything. Okay. Has everyone read Harry Potter? No. Okay. Something more. Uh, okay. Any books you can recommend in the chat, and we can maybe discuss on those. Yes, students. Okay. We'll ask any one student, maybe Khushi. Any 2, 3 books you have read?
I read only spiritual novels.
Okay. So any spiritual novel?
I've read The Heartfulness Way.
Okay. Any other? Maybe give us 2, 3 options so that we can confirm it with other students also.
I don't think so anyone else would have read it.
Okay. No issues. Shravani, have you read any novel? Any books?
No, sir, not now.
No, no book from childhood. Okay. No issues. We'll come to something else. How many of you all have seen Harry Potter movie? Forget the book. Yeah, movie everyone would have seen, right?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
What do you like in that? What do you like in the movie that anytime it comes, you are always glued to the TV? Envy, if you are talking, you're on mute. So if you can
The
unmute.
storyline of the movie?
Okay, the storyline of the movie. Something that kind of shortens, right? So now I don't have to read 500, 600 pages of book. I will get to know the story in maybe a shorter span of time, maybe 1.5 hours, 2 hours, 2.5 hours max, right? But plus it has
Climax.
visuals. Sorry. Okay, I thought someone was saying, right? Plus it has visuals, so we don't have to spend time on reading the books and everything, which is where we have avoided the entire raw information because the movie only shows us information or data that is important, right? It will not show you a step by step. Every page is not recorded or every page is not enacted, right? What they enact are only the important things or things that the viewers might like or that the the audience who's watching might like. Similarly, data is also an umbrella term where many multiple facets come into the picture, right? Now, what are those facets? Remember this term, right? The DIKW, right? What does it stand for? It stands for data, which everyone knows, right? Which we have talked about the previous 5 7 minutes. Data is useful only if it is converted into information, because not everything is useful to me. So every company will decide what is useful to me and only take that part of the information. Information then is, the next level of information becomes knowledge, which becomes even more useful, and last is wisdom that a user, a consumer, a company applies to gather the company to gather the user database or to attract users, right? And to scale their business, basically make the business big, right? Now if you all see the example very clearly, right? uh, on the right side of the pyramid diagram, right? Let's say I've given you the color red. Now, what does red mean for each of us? How many of you think red is a color? Okay, Sneha, Meenakshi. Okay. How many think red can be a color associated with a dress or a warning sign or a heart or a label, right? So, red can mean so many things in different circumstances. But that is the data we have, right? I've just told you red. Now, when I gather it to the information, right? Let's say you are traveling on a road and now there is a signal which has a red, a yellow, and a green. And the signal is currently showing me red. Now, what does that mean for me if I am driving? Right? What does that
Stop,
red
sir.
signal mean?
Stop sign.
Stop sign. Right? That is
Stop
where
sign.
this translates to knowledge. That as adults, you know that red means stop. As a kid, may not know, but as adults, right? This is the knowledge we have that if we see a red sign on a traffic light, we have to stop. If we see a red colored sign, we have to slow, right? What will the wisdom be? The wisdom will be what is the action I have to take. So because it is red, I will stop the car, I will stop the vehicle I am driving. Is everyone with me? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So,
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
We'll quickly take a short example so that we know that the information is clear. And this is one of the activities again, right? Okay. Perfect. Uh, mm, I'm writing some numbers over here, right? Let me know what they mean to you without any context. What do they mean to you? What do those numbers mean? Okay, let's talk about 3.5. What does the number 3. What can the number 3.5 mean?
Half of something.
Half of
Decimal,
7.
sir.
Okay, it's a decimal number. Okay, anything else?
It's a half of 7.
Oh, very, very different answer, unexpected, but yeah, right. That is also right. Half of 7. Anything
Height.
else?
Measuring unit.
Measuring unit. Okay, unit normally has something in front of like maybe a kg, a g, a liter, kiloliter, milliliter kind of thing. But okay, we'll consider 3.5 also, not an issue. Anything else?
Interest rate.
Okay, I'll stop sharing so that I can read if there are any answers in the chat. Okay, 3.5 can mean time also. Fair enough. Anything else?
Interest rate.
Maybe we can say the movie rating is 3.5.
Right, the movie rating can be 3.5, right, based on the stars. Okay, let's get to the next number. Okay, the next number I think was 2. What does the year 2 mean? Sorry, what does the number 2 mean? Okay, it can be even number. Okay, okay, whole number. Okay,
Sir, 2 can be also considered as a pair.
2 can be also considered as a player.
Pair. Yes, a
Pair.
pair.
Okay, okay, pair. Okay, yeah, fine, fair enough. So
So
it can
half,
also
It
be
can be
considered
the
as a pair.
time.
so
It
half
can be
of
the
something.
time. Okay, it can be the half of something. It can be 1/4 of something. It can be 1/8, 1/16, 1/32 of something. All
It can
all
be a movie
answers.
rating.
It can be a movie rating, right? It can be a movie rating, definitely. Okay, coming to the last number I had written, right? What can the number 15 lakh mean?
Somebody's
Capital.
salary.
Capital in
Income,
business.
sir.
Okay, somebody's income and
Population.
population. Very good. And
Age.
That's
Cost of a piece of land somewhere.
cost of piece of land. Okay, purchase cost. Okay,
Customers.
15 lakh customers. Perfect.
Students in a college.
Students in a college. 15 lakhs in a college. Let's call it a
University.
country. Yeah, let's call it a country. Like 15 lakhs in a university is too much to handle. Okay, perfect, perfect, right? So without any context, right? If I do not tell you what am I collecting the data for, it is not going to be sensible to any one of us, right? But let's say we streamline it a bit, right? Let's say we have this, right? Let's say we have a student, right? And now I have to relate those numbers. Maybe there's a student, second year BCom, so I have given you 2 already, right? For a college student, what can 3.5 mean?
CGPA, sir.
So
CGPA.
CGPA.
Perfect, perfect. CGPA, right? 2, I have already told you that is going to be the year. What can 15 lakhs now represent?
Fees. College fees.
Course
College fee.
Course fees, college fees. Anything else?
Any account problem solution?
Okay, 15 lakhs account problem solution means?
A package.
Some
Annual
question.
package
Okay, a
offered
package.
by
So
bank.
basically the person's salary. Yes? Okay. Right. So 15 lakhs again can be broken down into multiple things. It can either be the course fees, maybe it can be the semester fees, maybe it can be the salary the person has got, right? But now, because I have told you all that it is a college, it is a student, now we have, kind of concised our horizon of thinking. Now we know it is not a customer base, it is not the half of something, it is not 1/4 of something kind of things, right? Why? Because now I provided you additional data which translated your data into information, right? 3.5 on its own is nothing, it is any random number. But 3.5 for a college student, definitely CGPA, definitely something else, but now more linked to the college. The part where you reached there, right? That is your knowledge that okay, 3.5 can only be the CGPA. It cannot be the student age. It cannot be the number of students. It cannot be the academic year, right? No one has 3.5 years of college. You either have 3 or you have 4, right? That is where you as students have that knowledge. Wisdom is the next level, which we'll talk about in the upcoming slides, right? If everyone is clear, right? Give a quick thumbs up. If everyone is not, please feel free to ask the doubt. Okay, perfect. Right, moving on. right? Now, once I talk about the DIKW model, the next part, right, that comes with me is where do we use data in our daily lives? Something that we have already discussed, but something where we will also see where else do we see data in our real life, right? That is going to be the question for you guys. So e-commerce we have already discussed, and social media I think we have already discussed, right? When we are talking about e-commerce, right, the purchase history, your preferences, your ratings, this all comes over and over a period of time, right? Some products might have higher rating, but with okay, a good question has just come to my mind. Let's say I have bought a product, right? It's a five-star product. The average is five-star rating, right? Consider any product, whatever is in your mind, and the number of people who have given it five-star are 100. Will you or will you not buy the product? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
I will not.
Anamika says yes.
If we have the
Yes.
utility for it, then of course, yes, with a
No,
higher
sir.
rating.
Okay, so 100 people, five-star rating, good one, right? Like, assuming most of you will buy, some of you may not. Let's talk about a second product. 4.2 stars given by uh, 5,000 people now. Now, will you buy this product? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Why
Yes.
motivated all of you to say a yes at a lower rating?
Because 5,000 people have voted it.
More people
So,
have.
yeah.
Right?
So
More
most of the
people have,
people have given a 4.2 rating. That's why.
right?
More
Most of the
people given
people,
the positive response.
positive response, right? We can call it positive response. We can call it 4.2. We can call it maybe, like a 5 or a 3. Some of them would have given a 3. Some of them would have given a 2. But most of them would have given in the range of 5 to 4. So that the average becomes 4.2, right? This is another data that the company collects and that the users also have started seeing now. Okay. What is the average rating and how many users have voted for it? For example, 4.2 for 100 means the product is not sold at a larger scale, although the rating is good, but lesser number of people have approved it. Even a 3.8 for, let's say, 10,000 people is a better product to go because on an average, right? Because I think all of you are majorly from commerce or the non-STEM field. 3.8 is a very good average if I consider out of 5, depending on the product, right? Anyone who has a different answer, yes, no, 3.8 for 10,000 people,
Sir, in the terms of devices like phones or earphones, I think 3.8 is a little lower side.
right? 3.8 is lower, but again, one reason is because of the number of devices you have, right? You have so many companies who have that. You have Samsung, Nokia, Apple, OnePlus, Nothing, Vivo, Oppo, right? And all these companies somewhere say that this is their best phone, but in the next 6 months they have a better phone. How is that possible? Then what was the phone for the previous 6 months? Was that not the best? Right? Why do they do this? Again, we'll reach that answer by the end of the session. Right? Now, so this is one example. Can you tell me what can be the social media examples be? Right? What do posts get you? What do likes get you? Right? What do they get you?
Branding and
Generates the
collab.
income, sir.
Generates income for the company or for the person who's posting or for both?
For both, sir.
For
Both.
both. Perfect. Now, I think we had come up with one example earlier, right? Where I had told everything you do is tracked by your companies. For example, we'll take uh, a hypothetical scenario, right? How many of you, just a quick show of hands, how many of you directly start the day with your phone? Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp, whatever. How many of you directly take your phone even before brushing your teeth? Okay. Okay, perfect. Right. So let's say we'll stick to the average of 25. How many of you use your phone while traveling to your colleges and while coming back home?
Will you, sir?
Right. Now the count, even if you all can see right now, the count starts rising because
Yes, sir.
now it is between the day. It is when you have time to see the phone. How many of you use phone late at night or maybe post 10 o'clock till maybe 12 o'clock?
I do so. I do,
Right.
sir.
Again, same average 20, 30. Although I think some of you are not answering these questions. Right. We'll keep it an average of 30 people every day. Okay. Now, let's say you want to plan a trip to maybe Goa. Right. You go to Google, you search for trip to Goa, you search for flight tickets, etc. How many of you have realized, although you have searched for Goa, you will start getting ads that are relevant to a trip? It cannot be of Goa, but suddenly you get Make My Trip, suddenly you get some other tour, right? The ads will start popping up when you start scrolling Instagram, when you start scrolling your other application. How many of you have noticed this?
Yes, sir. It's
Yes,
happened.
sir. It will happen.
Right? Why do you think it happens? Because the company now has access to your activity pattern, and that is what is taking you to the application, right? Everything you do on your phone is tracked, and it is somewhere because we all have linked every account together, and we are on all the applications available, right? We will be on Flipkart, we'll be on Myntra, we'll be on Amazon, we'll be on Meesho, we'll be on some other buying application. The products are same, the cost might differ a bit, but now our data, now our like the email, the password, our credit card, debit card details, your GPay, everything is linked to all the applications, and the company uses this information to attract more businesses and more clients, and provide better service, but also risking data. Healthcare becomes a more serious topic, right? Patient records are not easily available, and they should not be easily available. Something that e-commerce and social media, right? The data will be easily available of people you know, people you don't know. Healthcare deals on a different track, right? Patient records are not going to be available to everyone. Test results are not going to be available to everyone because this is something that requires privacy at a higher level, right? How many of you post your test results on Instagram or something? Test over here, I mean your health reports, right? How many of you do that? Precisely no one, which has to be the case any which ways, right?
No,
Because
sir.
this, right? Perfect. Because this is a more serious type of data that actually starts invading my privacy, and I don't want others to know, right? So data in daily lives also plays crucial roles. There is some data you can share, there is some data you may share, there is some data you can definitely not share, right? We'll talk about all this in the upcoming sessions also. But till that time, were the examples clear? Were the concepts clear? Any doubts, anyone?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay,
No,
okay,
sir.
perfect,
No,
No,
sir.
sir.
perfect, right? Right?
No, sir.
Except these three fields, right? E-commerce, social media, healthcare, and tourism, because we have discussed that. Where else do you see your data in real life? Think of something more that goes throughout your day, right? You share your data throughout your day with someone. Which other applications or which other things do you share your data with?
Sir, when we are going to a food chain, I guess.
Perfect. Food chain, right?
This
Anything
might be
else?
a bit like trivial, but people share their music taste, so they do it on Spotify through their blends and everything. So they
Right.
share that data.
Perfect. That data is shared. So now people know the music taste. They can collaborate on those music tastes, right? So somewhere till the data is used in a correct way, it is not going to be a threat. It is not going to be a stressful scenario for the customers. And that is something, that the companies take care of when they have their terms and conditions. So they also have security in places, which we'll be seeing in the next session, definitely, right? Now, assuming all of you don't have any doubts, or even if some of you have, you can put it in the chat, right? And Uma ma'am will help you there. But we'll move on to the next part of the session, right? Right. Now, remember I had told you this term at the start of the session called characteristics. What do we mean by characteristics, right? First is accuracy.
Features.
Features,
Feature.
okay, right. Features of good data, right? How can you come to know if the data is good, if the data is bad, if the data is wrong? First is accuracy. Imagine a website showing you 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 4. Will you try to read anything more from that?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay.
No.
Why?
Doing
Sir, because
wrong
the first
information.
impression,
The
the first
first
impression was wrong. So we are
Okay,
not
the
gonna
first
admit
impression
the
is
lie.
wrong. Okay, fair enough. First
it is
impression is
not
wrong.
showing the accurate data, sir.
It is not showing the accurate data.
It's
Perfect.
forming a wrong perception, incorrect perception that could lead to something way more dangerous if I keep indulging myself in it. So I will stop it right at the first step.
Perfect, right? Some data are not thought-provoking. In fact, they take you towards a negative direction. They have negative thoughts. They mess you up completely. They mess the thought process up completely, and we think, oh, this is the correct information, which is not the case. But what happens, right? 1 plus 1 plus 1 is a very simple example. What if we have a more critical example? I'll just write that on the screen. Right? What if there is some critical example that we are not aware of, but now we have to read articles about it? For example, you all tell me if this news can be true or false, right? Sorry. Okay. Because this is new information, assuming, right? 1 plus 1 is something we have already learned and you all are masters of that. What if I tell you, I have written an article on this topic, right? For example, there is a group, dance group, music group, concert group, whatever you all want to consider, that uses actual robots as dancers in a concert. How many of you will believe this information? How many of you will not believe? Show of hands or just answer. Okay, Tanu, Anvi. So will you all believe or will you all not believe?
Sir, we are gonna believe.
Okay,
I'll
why?
believe.
Because I
No,
have told you.
sir.
I'll believe.
Because of
I will
the
believe it,
AI
sir, because
use.
I have seen this like in a video that in K-pop or something they are using robots as dancers.
Perfect. How many of you have seen this video?
Sir, I have not seen the video, but as the technology is upgrading, we can see that this can be used, so it can be true.
Right? When we are talking about accuracy, right? Our first instance is to check multiple sources before confirming if the data is true or false. This I'm sorry, I'm not able to see the name. Whoever saw that video, right? All of you can search this. It is available on YouTube. It is available on Instagram, right? There is a group recently, right? As far as I remember, end of December, there was this concert
Yes, sir, it
where
was
they had
in
used,
China.
yeah, where they had used actual robots as backup dancers, right? Just because it is coming from a person who is known does not mean the information is correct, right? So always vet the information, not from one source, right? Never believe a single source. Always have multiple sources, right? And this is going to be our end of the day activity also, where you all will be building something or making something simple, right? Always check multiple sources. Only then will your data be consistent, right? The data you have collected, the data you have checked, the information you have gathered is going to be consistent only if that information is uniform across systems. Otherwise, every other website will have a different information which means the accuracy has gone for a toss. Is this clear? Accuracy and consistency,
Yes, sir.
right? Next, completeness. This all of you have definitely seen, right? In your, let's say, college forms. Most of the colleges require all the relevant information to be filled. Not that you have to fill everything, but you have to fill everything that is compulsory. For example, your name, your 10th marks, your 12th marks. Sorry, you are still in 12th. So when you fill the next college, right, they will also require 12th marks. These marks are going to be compulsory marks. Without that, all the necessary information is not present. Right? How many of you, I think all of you have an Aadhaar card also?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
Right?
sir.
Yes, sir.
Right? So Aadhaar card, if you ever enter the number, right, it will always be 12 digits. Right? 11 digits will show wrong, 10 digits will show wrong, 9 will show wrong, 13 you will not be able to enter. Right? For getting this Aadhaar card, right, there is a specific amount of information that you require, and that only after it is complete are you given an Aadhaar card. Right? Next, timeliness. The data that is shown is current and up to date. Right? I do not want a live news on something, or I am not going to collect live data on something that had happened maybe 3 months ago if it is not relevant to me. Right? Similarly, I also have to update the data as and when it requires. Last and most important, relevance. Okay. Now we'll discuss relevance a bit more in detail, because relevance is something many of us miss. Right? What do we mean by relevance? All of us agree we shop at Myntra, we shop at Amazon, maybe we order food from Zomato, maybe we order food from Swiggy. Yes? All of us together on this example so far?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay. Myntra needs to know maybe your foot feet size to if you want to order shoes. Zomato needs to know your location to deliver food. Swiggy again also needs to know your location to deliver food. What if these applications start focusing on the age? Is this correct? Yes or no?
Sir, can you repeat it once?
No, sir.
Okay. Okay. Do I need to tell Myntra my age to order a product?
No,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, not
No,
mandatory,
sir.
sir, but it's our
They would
interest.
have given a field, definitely. That is where they are collecting the data, right? So Myntra does not mandatorily or compulsorily require. Amazon again on the same lines. Zomato definitely does not need, because even a kid who's in second or third can order food if they are hungry. Swiggy again works on
Yes,
the
sir.
same line, right? What is the relevant information for these companies? Are maybe your address, because they have to deliver the product, maybe the size, maybe your preferences, right? So this
Yes, sir.
phone number, perfect, right? So how a way to contact you, right? This is relevant information for these companies. Similarly, some other company might have some other relevant information, right? So relevance depends on the application and on the data they are trying to gather. Not every company is going to ask for every information. Again, if I talk about these applications, right? None of these applications will require your PAN card details, your Aadhaar card details, your passport number, right? Do anyone even ask these from these companies?
No, sir.
No,
No.
sir.
No,
Why?
sir.
Right, because they are not relevant to the company. Some companies might ask because for them it is relevant. Are we clear with the relevance term?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay, perfect.
Yes.
Right, moving on. Right. Now, the thing we had already discussed, right, in the previous slide, why data matters. Better decision making. These companies, because it is making everything so personalized, there is hardly a chance that you will order wrong products of wrong size for yourself, because the application literally tells you everything. They might tell you that these are the dresses you have bought, this is the company you have bought it from, this was the size, or this was the color, right? Plus, they have your entire history if you want to go and order the same product again. This helps the customers make better decisions. It also helps the company to track which client of theirs, Nike, Puma, Adidas, some other, right, is doing better, and give them better deals. Maybe they start keeping more products. Similarly for phones, if iPhone is getting sold, if OnePlus is getting sold, if Vivo, Oppo, right, those phones are getting sold. The company also knows that, okay, this is something that is going to attract my users, so I'll try to keep more products on these lines. Next, innovation. Whatever we order, whatever we browse, whatever we go through, right? All that data collected by them starts revealing the patterns. Now we'll take a different example for this scenario, right? And hopefully all of you are still able to relate it. How many of you watch Netflix or Prime or Hotstar, any OTT?
Sir, I do. I do
Yes,
so.
sir, I do.
Right? Maybe a
I
Sony Live,
no, sir.
right?
Yes, sir, same.
I think out of 140, definitely more than 100 are going to use this. Now let's
Yes, sir.
say I watch a comedy movie on Netflix, or I am a SRK fan, or I am a Salman fan, or some other actor, right? Now this data, right, my movie watching, my browsing, reveals a pattern. What is that pattern? That I am looking something related to SRK, something either related to comedy or something related to Salman. So now any of these OTTs will start recommending me similar things, right? Many of you watch, I think, those Korean dramas that are very popular on Netflix at least, right? You watch one drama and now suddenly your entire recommendation is because you have liked this, you may also want to watch, and there will be endless possible options. Have you all seen this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes.
So,
I've also
This,
noticed
Yes,
another
yeah,
thing where
yeah,
they have,
Swabhi.
yeah, so I've noticed this other thing that people do is that they have short clips on reels, and once you get hooked on those reels, you will just go on a spiral on the other reels, and then ultimately you might even end up watching that whole series or something. So it gets you hooked that way.
Okay, such a good example. How many of us do this? Because I definitely do this, right? Okay, moving on, right? So this data, this is nothing. This is hardly, you have not even shared anything with anyone in a literal sense. But whatever you have done, right, that data formed a pattern. And this is where the company came up with a new solution, that why don't we build this? Something where the customer, our user does not have to search for the series, the movie, the sports, right? We will recommend based on their previous view history, right? That is where innovation comes. That is where those companies come up with newer, better solutions that makes our tasks easier. Next, how is obviously, if I am talking about businesses, right, and all of you are majorly from BCom, BBA background, all of you understand that any organization in the world does this data collection, data management, data safety, security to outperform competitors, right? It is as simple as that. There is no rocket science behind it. That why does all the company need all the data? Simply to outperform the other one and to build a bigger base. One company who has done this very nicely, right, in the recent times, I don't know how relevant is this example going to be, because it is considerably a newer example. How many of you use Vodafone as your SIM card? Okay, let's consider 15,
I
20.
do.
Okay, how many of you use Airtel?
I use, sir.
Okay, right,
I
let's
use
say
it.
again another 15, 20. How many of you use Geo,
I do
Yes,
so.
sir.
I do.
I
yes,
do.
sir.
Yes, sir.
right?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Now,
sir. Yes, sir.
some of me also be using multiple SIMs, right? That's okay. But let's say Geo. So what did Geo do? They started giving better service, lower cost, faster internet, right? They collected all the data, and finally they built an entire we can say, an entire environment where everything works only with Geo now. You have Geo Hotstar, you have, right? So first it was Disney, if you all remember. Now it is Geo Hotstar, right? Now they have tied up with another AI company also, and they are providing those AI services, right? Basically, they have collected the data and they know that they are way ahead of the competitors, and this is going to be there for a longer time. Finally, we come to efficiency, right? Identify bottlenecks and optimize processes. Bottleneck is anything where there are chances that it might be stuck, right? Where your data might not reveal the relevant information that is required. Identify those places where data is not performing nicely or that data is not giving you a better insight, and change the process if required so that the data now starts making sense to the company and to the user. Clear? Yes, no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Perfect. I'll again reiterate, if there are any doubts, students, please don't think that, this is a doubt, this is very stupid doubt or something. There are no doubts that are stupid. If you can't ask right now, like on the, if you cannot ask directly, please feel free to put it in the chat. Or we can also have special dedicated time for that after the class today, right? But ask everything, because this is a very good opportunity for all of you to learn. And this is also a very good opportunity for me to learn from all of you.
Sir,
Yes, so someone.
sir, can I ask something?
Sure, Sneha.
So actually, you talk about real life data driver, how data helps in e-commerce platform, social media platform. So, like Aadhaar card, PAN card, all these details are relevant to finance fintech company. But more than that, what can be the data? Like, how do they track that these are the necessary product or services they require, the customer requires?
Right. So, for example, let's say because I work on my majorly, right, it is handled by something called Zerodha, or even if all of you have a bank account, right, HDFC Bank or something, right? Now, every time, right, okay, I'll break it down in a simpler term for you. Fintech data does not work like a normal company, right? They need something other than that. They do not care about what you are buying, what you are spending. No. What they care about is how healthy is your lifestyle, what are the loan rates they can give you, where can you invest with the bank, with those fintech companies, so that the company also grow and you also earn, right? So let's say if you search for gold today, gold, silver are very relevant, right? In the upcoming days, maybe copper is going to be very relevant because AI machines use that, right? When we are talking in terms of fintech, if you have searched for a gold ETF, they will give you an entire list of options that these are the possible options. This is the best option for you, right? If you don't want to directly go into stocks, they also have something they call as SIPs or mutual funds, right? Where it is a collection of multiple companies in a picture. For example, if I talk again about metals, now it will not only focus on gold. Maybe 50% it focuses on gold, 20% it focuses on silver, or 24% it focuses on steel, and 10% it maybe focuses on copper, right? So now you are not taking a bigger risk because you have diversified yourself with the help of a mutual fund. So those companies track these kinds of data, right? Now the business use cases for these such companies become stock market, ETFs, mutual funds, SIPs, right? If you stick strictly to the bank, they might offer you a better loan, rate. Rate of interest might be lower depending on something we call as the CIBIL score. CIBIL score is like a history of how strong your accounts are, how strong your financial background is. If you have repaid, if you have a loan, if you have made regular payments on equal intervals, right? So fintech companies work on those criterias. E-commerce companies work on something else. Food companies work on something else. So every data is important, but not sharing every data with every company is important. Yes, Hetvi, you have a question? Or okay, I think it was previously raised. I hope I was able to answer the questions, Neha.
Yes, definitely.
Sir, I have one question.
Yeah, Ishita.
So it's regarding the previous slide where we spoke about accuracy and consistency of data. So when you were giving us example of robots being used in concerts as dancers. I, for one, did not believe it because I did not have a substantial ground to support that claim, right? So, for example, later on you followed up with an explanation that we use sources to justify or validate those claims, right?
Right.
And that's how we see the consistency. And if it's consistent, that's how we know that it is accurate. So if we have a particular data, for example, a particular information that we need to validate via sources, and we have, like, for example, 5 sources, but some of out of those 5 says like yes and the other says no, right? So we have basically a mixture of feedbacks from those sources. So how do we determine that, okay, since we have a limitations with the sources, we have only 5 limited sources, how do we have like a framework or something that we know that, okay, at this point, if out of 5, 3 says yes and 2 says no, we still go with it, or we look for more ways to validate those information? Is there a proper framework, or is it just subjective depending on the information we have?
Okay. First of all, for the entire class, right? A brilliant question, Ishita, because there are in today's world, right, with AI, there is so much of information available where we just put a prompt on GPT and whatever it gives, most of us believe us, right? Now, sources are again of two types, right? One are actual sources, right, that have been there before the time of AI and that are not perspective based. They are generic information telling the user to build the outcome, right? So that is one type of source which you might get on, like your newspapers. They will not trigger you. They should actually not trigger you, right? They will write it in a very generic way. These sources, right, or maybe your academic research papers if it is something more complicated. Similarly for BCom, right, there will be some legal papers, some verified sources kind of things, right? These sources should be your most important sources, right? Next becomes your blogs, right? Many of us also refer to blogs and think that this information might be accurate. Now, over here, a blog is a person's perspective. There is no way to claim that the person has written what is the universal truth. This can just be his perception, and somewhere others might be aligned to it, some may not be aligned to it, but that is not the actual information. Actual blogs, right, where the author wants the users also to follow the person or follow those blogs, he will also give references at the end, something we call as references or bibliography. That whereas he taken this information from. So now, if you all believe that the information is true and you want to cross verify, that author will also give references at the end that this is the information I've taken and these are the places I've taken them from. This builds credibility for the author, that now it is not perspective based. Now it is that the person has done enough research and now he has written whatever he or she has written, right? If you see many books, right, your school books may not have references at the end. Your novels may definitely not have references at the end. But if you go to any academic research paper, that won't be anything out of thin air. They will always have references at the end. They will always have citations. In fact, a very good research paper will also have citations at the end of the statement or below the same page, right? And they will also have like a proper number that if you want to see this reference, this is, let's say,
Sir, I
number
can,
one.
sorry, sir. Sir, I
Yeah,
can say
please.
something.
Sure.
Sir, if we prompt on ChatGPT or Gemini anything, we get a source link where whole web page is there for that particular information. So we can get the accuracy there also. We can search for
Right.
properly search. Yes.
Yeah, definitely. But many a times, right? Try this because this also happens. Many of times when you click on those links, not all the links will take you to a respective page. Many of those will be 404 page not found, page moved to some other web page, right? Over there, credibility now starts becoming an issue. That which are these sources that GPT is telling us or some other application is telling us. And if you read and you find that the information is accurate, please also see if there are references below that article so that you can cross check what the initial author has written, right? That builds credibility. Plus that will also improve our research skills, that we are not only dependent on a single just because an AI has told us, it is not definitively true, right? But cross referencing is something that is going to make us better researchers or better at just generating insights. Yeah. Ishita, I hope both of us together answered the question.
Yep. Yep, it did. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you for asking questions. Moving on. Is the screen still shared? I don't think. Okay. Right. Now, remembered our second learning outcome was data is structured into types, right? Which are those types? There are two major types that we talk about. First is structured, right? And since all of you are from non-STEM background, you all will understand this better. Spreadsheets. Have we all used Excel or let's say Google Sheets,
Yes, sir.
right?
Yes.
We'll stick to Excel
Yes, sir.
for now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
No matter where you use Excel, your phones, your tablets, your computers, right? Excel will always be in this structure. Always, right? This is something we call as columns if we go from top down, and this is something we call as rows if we go left to right. Everyone agrees we see Excel always in this format?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Yes,
This
sir.
is something we
Yes,
call as
sir.
spreadsheet, right? Where the data is always structured. It will always be in the forms of rows and it will always be in the forms of columns together,
Columns.
right? Rows and columns. Now, what is unstructured data? Text, images, videos, right? They can be in any format. For example, your text can be TXT. It can be, if it's a Word document, docs. It can be a .pdf file, right? Your images again can be in multiple formats, but these are not something we call as traditional formats, right? Videos again, MP4, MPEG, multiple formats. But even except the formats, right? This is not structured information. You're not going to be able to generate insight just by looking at them, right? Something that you can do with a Excel. Now, within this also, right? This is how the data is structured or categorized. But there are multiple types of data. Some of this you may have heard, some of this you may not have heard, right? But we'll go through majorly most of them, right? Numerical data is the first type of data, right? How many of you have seen such charts, right? Even something like this, waves or
I've
something,
seen
Yes, sir.
Yes,
right?
sir.
I've seen.
demand supply chart.
Demand
Yes,
supply
sir.
chart,
In statistics,
right?
it will be there.
Statistical, right? If we see this,
Even in
this
economics
is,
also, sir.
yeah, even in economics, right? This is temperature versus time. This is what we can see throughout our day. This is depending on the height, what can be the age, again, a very random chart. But all of this is based on numerical data, right? All of this is going to be plotted on a graph, right? And all of this is numerical data. In numerical data, we have two types. One is continuous, second is discrete, right? Looking at this example, okay, let's say temperature, and let's say looking at this example, students. What is the first thing that comes to mind? If I talk about these two terms, what can be the difference between continuous numerical data or discrete numerical data?
I can see like there is a measure of a unit of measurement for the continuous one, and for the discrete, it's usually like counting with numbers, just like you can count people or the number of items like that.
Okay, right? Simplify
So
it further.
continuous data is in a
Continuous
range from smallest to greatest, whereas the discrete data it has specific values.
Okay, not always. So the temperature, for example, right, it will not always be lowest to highest, but yeah, somewhere you are right, right? I'll tell you the major difference between both, right? Temperature, can the temperature be 38 degrees? Yes, no?
It has to
Yes,
have
sir.
Fahrenheit or Celsius,
Oh.
otherwise it makes no sense.
Yeah, as in, let's say we have Celsius,
Yeah.
right? Can the temperature be 38.1 degrees Celsius?
Yes, sir.
Okay, can it be 40.5 degrees Celsius?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Can I have a student who's 40.5,
No.
No, sir.
No, sir.
right?
No, sir.
No, right? The major difference is temperature can have full or whole values plus your decimal values, something that your students, your items will never have. They will always be complete numbers without decimals, right? Or you can, in general, call them as mathematical terms, whole numbers. Everyone agrees? Yes, no? Any
Yes.
doubts?
Sir. Yes, sir.
Okay,
Sir.
perfect.
Yes.
Right. Moving on to the next type of data after numerical is categorical, right? Categorical also will stick to the same question, but we have two different types here. We call them nominal and ordinal, right? Nominal does not have a fixed order. You can have data that represents your gender, your favorite color, the country of origin, right? But all of these are going to have specific answers. For example, right, any one of those so many countries we have, right? Color again can be red, blue, green, just to name a few, right? This tells me, for example, if I ask what is my favorite color and I have said red, you all know red is my favorite color. Ordinal works on something else, right? Ordinal works on rating, numbers, or sizes. For example, let's say I say the rating is 3, right? Now 3 might mean different things for different people. If I say 3 out of 5, this is maybe average. If I say 3 out of 10, this is definitely bad. If I say 3 out of 3, suddenly this becomes excellent, right? So this
Yes,
number
sir.
itself does not denote anything, but this number represents itself on a scale. Based on the position of the number and the last number of the scale, we understand whether, what is going to be the outcome. 3 out of 5, as we said, right? Average. I think the products we discussed, right? A 3.8 star out of 5 is going to be average if it is for a phone. But if it is 3.8 out of 5, let's say for something else where the average rating is 3.2, now 3.8 is considered to be excellent, right? Same number, same parameters, different product, the meaning changes. Yes, no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
So that is
Yes.
where we talk about
Yes, sir.
nominal and ordinal. Ordinal deals majorly on a scale, and nominal is very specific that, okay, this is a dog, this is a cow, this is a cat, right? There is going to be no other answer to it. No one is going to tell this is a cat. This is their information, knowledge, wisdom is weak, right? Moving on, other types of data we have time series and geospatial. Right, geospatial, definitely all of you have heard just in different terms, uh, more on the geography line. Heard these terms,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Yes, sir.
right? In which
Yes,
application do you use geospatial data? On your phones, and it is definitely on 100% of your phones.
Google Maps.
Google Maps,
Google Maps, sir.
right?
Gmaps, and while we're taking pictures, it shows location and everything
Right.
with
Again,
Google Maps.
we'll map this together to GPS, right? Geopositioning, global positioning system, right? But maps, I think all of you will be able to relate. Maps is something that uses your geospatial data, right? Very easily, and that is the only thing. Remember this term we talked about, relevance. Yes, no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right? Maps
Yes, sir.
only requires your current location and the destination. It will not ask you anything else ever. Even when it gives you alternate routes, it will always check it from the source to the destination or from where you are going to where you want to go. It will not ask you your date, your size, your anything, right? Because for that application, all that information is irrelevant. Now, when we are talking about time series, right? Because all of you come from a BCom background, and all of us are much aware about the stock market and everything now, right? Stock market is something that changes every second, right? So the graph might look something like this,
Yes, sir.
right? That is time series data, data over a period of time. And how is it fluctuating, right? It might go down also. So it is not that it is always up, but every second the data might be changed, right? So that is what we talk about time series data. That again, right? Temperature changes every, maybe not every second, maybe we check it after every hour or every half an hour, right? But stock prices, your ECG machines, if you all have seen, right, in the hospitals, something where if the line goes blank, it is a very bad decision, right? Those will be based very time sensitive systems, right? Very time sensitive systems, but and collects your timely data to sum it up, right? Finally, we come to the last part of this data types, right? Is image data. I don't think I need to explain any of this since all of this is everything available, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right? Anyone, any
Yes,
difficulty in any term we can discuss. Any terms out of these, just give maybe a glimpse through and we can talk about any doubts you have.
Web data API response.
So web data.
Okay, okay, let's
API.
talk about web data, right? Now, what is API response, right? Let's say you all go on Google. Any one of you, can you tell me how do you go on Google? So the first step is you open your browser. Now what do you do?
Search for Google.
Search, sir.
Okay, search for Google. So basically there is this URL bar we have where you enter www.google.com.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
This is where your API starts working. That the client is requesting this page, and we have something in technical terms we call as a server who's going to send the response. What will the response be? The Google page. Right? Now, Google, if you all have noticed, has a very fixed interface, right? It will always be this. Some options here, some options here. Maybe if you have logged in the account, it will be here and some options here. Yes, the Google homepage. Yes, no, or we can quickly see it.
yes,
Let's
sir.
Yes, sir.
let's see this in
Yes, sir.
practicality. Right? This is what we are talking about. This is the browser. You go here, right? Wrong shortcuts. Right? You go here, and let's say I type google.com because I want the Google page. Right? This is generically how it is shown to you all.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
This
sir.
is something
sir.
that the API does, right? Whatever I type, I will get that page because there is another system from the server that is working. If I click on Facebook, the GUI for Google still remains the same, but now Facebook will become different, right? So everything that I click, I am requesting and someone will respond. For example, if I ask a question, you all answer. Similarly, if I tell a browser that I want to go here, the browser will tell me, okay, this is your page. Now do whatever you have to do. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Everyone, any doubts?
Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect. Right. So these are various types of data, right? Just to quickly summarize, we had structured and we had unstructured. Can anyone quickly tell me what was structured? Example of structured was
Spreadsheet.
Excel
Excel
spreadsheet.
sheet. Okay. And anyone example of unstructured?
Images,
Videos.
videos.
Images. Right. After that, we had numerical data, which was broken down into two parts. We had categorical data,
And discrete.
right? Continuous and discrete. Right? We had categorical data broken down into two parts, nominal and ordinal.
Nominal and ordinal.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Right?
sir.
Then we had something we called as the time series
And
and
geopolitical.
geospatial,
Geospatial.
right? And finally, we had multimedia, which includes
Web
your,
data.
right? Yeah, multimedia and web data, wherein multimedia, we can majorly classify it as image, video, audio, and your web data are your web pages or how your web pages are shown. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Perfect. Perfect.
Yes, sir.
Great. Sorry. Okay, moving on. Right? This we'll go through again. Right? Now, this is something where we have a short span of technicality for 5 minutes. Right? But it is very easy, don't worry. All this data, right? Imagine this is your Excel sheet. This Excel sheet, right, can be called as a data set because it has a lot of information, right? Position is there, experience is there, skill is there, country is there, city is there, salary is there, right? So let's say this Excel for now is something we call as a data set that we might share with a company. Now, the company has to figure out what will they use, right? So there are three things that every data set is going to have. First is the feature and the
तू
variable.
वहाँ कर रही है अरे मैंने किया
Yeah, if you all can please be on mute. Thank you. Right? Features and variables. Now, what are features and variables? In a very simple explanation, what your columns represent. Right? Position is, let's say I want to hire someone and I am looking for a
तभी
developer.
मेरा ये मतलब मेरा
Hitvi, if you can please mute yourself. Thank you. Right? Position is, what is the position I have hired a person from? How much experience do they have? So experience is another feature. Skill is another feature. Which country are they going to work or which country have they come from? Where are they currently working or where is the office located? Right? These things are the features. These features, right? I am hiring a developer who has 5-year experience, who has a specific skill, who's ready to work in the US and has to stay in New York, will help me decide the salary for that person based on the experience. Right? So if you all see, there is a specific reason I have kept this image. We have hired developers, for example, who have different experiences. Rest everything is the same, right? Skill set is same, country same, city is same. Based on these two features, the salary starts differing. Right? Can you all see these different numbers under the label?
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
Features help
Yes,
me
sir.
to fix a label and maybe over here to fix a salary. Right? For now, salary I am giving as the label because this is my most important part. Every data set can have a different label depending on what you want to figure out. Right? So it is not always going to be it is not always going to be salary. It can be so many other things. For example, if I tell you all, this is another data set, right? We'll quickly take another example. Let's say all of you have passed 10th and all of you want admission in 12th. Oh, sorry, 11th, right? Now 11th, some colleges might need 80% in your 10th. Some might need 85. Some might need 90, right? Now, what are the features that the college is going to collect from you all? First, your name. Second, and most important, right? We'll only talk about the important features for now, are your marks in 10th. Yes, have we seen this in our 11th standard forms?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
Now,
Yes,
college
sir.
also, perfect. College also has something we can call the label of as cutoff. Right? Now, cutoff for the first college, let's say this is a common college. Let's say the first cutoff is 95%. Which of these students are going to get admission if the first cutoff is 95?
None of them.
None of them. Why?
None
Because
of them.
everyone,
Because
right,
they,
because they are not meeting the criteria,
yes, sir.
right? The label here is the cutoff. they are not meeting the criteria. Now, let's say after some days, another list comes where the cutoff is, let's say 85. So anyone 85 and above can get admission. So in that
Yes, sir.
scenario,
Yes, sir.
these two students will get admission, right?
Yes, sir.
Right? So we still have the same label, right? The label has not changed. The features has not changed. What has changed? The change has happened in the criteria now. Now, how can I fix these criteria based on my observations, right? If there are, let's say, if I have 100 seats, right, and only 5 seats are filled at 95% cutoff, and I want more students, right, because I want all the seats to be full, what will I do? I will reduce the cutoff. Why? Because I observed that not many people have got 95, and even if they have got 95, they are not coming to this college. So what do? I reduce the cutoff. So based on this observation, the label value changes, but the features still remain the same. Does that make sense to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes?
sir.
Yes, sir.
Anyone, any
Yes, sir.
doubts?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Assuming none of you have doubts, and in case you have, please feel free to ask or put it in the chat. Right? The last and the most important thing, and this is where you all are going to do a small activity for me and Uma ma'am. Right? What do we mean by data acquisition? Right? Name, age, address, credit card, debit card, GPay, let's say UPI. Right? Since we have talked about your earlier applications, right? We'll stick to Myntra and Amazon. Do they collect your names?
Yes.
Yes, sir. It will.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect. Not mandatory, but do they ask you your age or your date of birth?
Yes, sir. But
Yes, sir.
when we
Very
sign
large.
up for the app, we do.
Right, very few. Right? Do they ask you your address, like where you reside, the city, the exact address?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Delivering address.
Right? Because again, relevant information because you are ordering and they're going to deliver. Some of you may have a credit card, some of you may have a debit card. Most of you might be using GPay. Yes, no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All this information, right? Remember the term, we are not saying data now, we are saying information. All this information is collected by the company, which can help them grow and also help you give personalized ads, right? All this data, all these methods is data collection or data acquisition, right? Now, there are multiple ways in which this data is collected. But before we move on to that, have we understood what do we mean by data collection,
Yes.
right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
perfect,
sir.
right? Now, how in our daily lives do companies, our friends, anyone else collect our data, right? Let's see that part now.
Sagar,
Yes, ma'am.
can we close it here? Like, we have some
This,
discussion topic.
sorry.
We can pass some information regarding this checkout form.
Oh,
So
okay.
it is already 8.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Give me 2 minutes. I'll just wrap this up. This is the last slide.
Okay, no
Yeah.
problem.
Okay. Perfect. Right now, since like we have to close, and this is a very easy thing, right? Collect data through surveys, sensors, observations, experiments. Right? Survey forms you might have filled in your school or your college days. Right? Legacy data is technically translating an older version of data into the newer or the more used version of data, right? Last is share exchange data, maybe from your partners, collaborators, data providers, right? And last is you can buy data sets also, right? That again depends on company to company. And right, one very good example, which I think we should discuss is if you all have joined any classes, right, in your 11th or 12th, or even in your 10th. Okay, let's start from a range of 10th to 12th. or even before this, even that is okay. None of you have actually approached these classes, right? Somehow they get your number, they call you, and they tell you, that this is my class, this is what we do, these are the timings, these are the teachers. Have we all faced that scenario? Yes, no? Where we have not given number, but we have gotten these calls,
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
yes, sir.
right?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. Right? That is what we call purchasing data. Now they can collect these classes, maybe they have tie up with the schools, the colleges, the institutions, and they tell that this is the audience we are targeting, and can you share the numbers with us? Obviously, the data is protected by both the entities, but somewhere it benefits you also because you get to join a good class, and it also builds the college name and the institute name which you have joined, right? So in those cases, we purchase the data. We'll stop here for today. Anyways, this was the last slide, right? I think we'll have to go through the checkout process. Just before I hand over to Uma ma'am, I hope you all loved the session because I absolutely loved interacting with all of you. And I hope I see all these 138 participants daily, right? And
Yes,
yes,
sir. Yes, sir.
perfect, perfect.
Yes, sir.
Uma
Yes,
ma'am,
sir.
over to you.
Thank you so much, Sagar sir. So it was a great explanation. The students are very eager after, the college time also. So you have been sitting for a long time, students, and it's almost 1 hour, 30 minutes. And let's take a short breathing break. Okay. But you guys are very interested, but still you feel tired. I can see Ishita. Okay. All right, students. So what we can do is, I can see so many students are giving different answers and asking a different questions. What we can do is we will give some performance applause at the end of the session. If the interesting questions or maybe if you're giving different answers, we will note the name, and in the end of the session, we will give some applause to those students. Okay? Can we?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
And today I can see
ma'am.
Snehika and Ishita
Yes.
and she. There are so many students as Suhabis, and they have given good answers, and they have asked some lot of different questions. It's really welcome. And the other students, you can also participate. You can also give the answers in the chat. I will see that as well. Okay. So now I'm sharing the a checkout form. Before that, I will show you like how it is going to be. I hope my screen is visible to all. Students, can I get
Yes,
some?
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Great, great.
Yes,
Students,
ma'am.
actually, this is a checkout form. You first have to log into the LMS, then click on the form. So then only it works. Okay. So you can see the checkout form. So please specify the session date. Okay. And please specify the topic of the session. And I think it is in the hidden mode. If it is in the hidden mode, just skip it off. Okay. We will take automatically. What are your top 3 key takeaways from the session? And please share any feedbacks or suggestions. And how would you rate the overall session on a scale of 1 to 5? And how would you rate the master trainer for this session? Okay, so these are the questions, basic questions. You can fill it up and submit the form. Okay, so whenever you are coming to the session, before the 5 minutes of session, just log into the LMS because we'll consider that as an attendance. Okay, from that to checkout form, we will see how long you are been in the session. Clear, students?
Yes,
ma'am.
Okay, okay.
Ma'am,
Ma'am?
for the checkout form, do we have to log in again after marking our attendance, or in that only we'll get the form?
No. You don't want. This is just a checkout form. It's kind of a feedback kind of thing. What you can do is it can be there, like LMS can be there, and you can click on the the form which which I'm going to share it in the chat box now. Just click on it, and you can see the form. Okay, fill it up. You don't want to log out. Clear?
Okay, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, 1 minute. I'm sharing it in the chat box. Everyone, please fill it up. Fill it out and you can leave the session. Thank you so much. We take some extra 5 minutes.
Chat box is not opening for me, ma'am.
Which one, huh? I can't hear you properly.
For me, ma'am. Chat box is not opening for me.
Name?
Jyoti.
It's open for all the students, ma. Okay, let me check once.
Can you share in WhatsApp group, ma'am?
Which one? The checkout form. No,
Yes,
why?
ma'am.
Because the students who are attending in the Zoom only we can share, not for all the students, right?
But the chat box is
Checkout
not
form not
opening, ma'am.
visible.
Okay, 1 minute. I will check now.
Are a lot of you facing
Is it
challenges with
for
the chat
everyone?
box? Just a second. It is open for all. You're able to see the message on the chat box?
Yes, ma'am.
I wish I could see your nodding heads, but you'll have to say yes or no.
Yes, ma'am.
You can see the
Yes,
chat
ma'am.
box? Dia, you've texted on
ma'am.
chat box that you cannot see, but
No, ma'am.
you cannot see the chat box, but you've texted on the chat box. Check. I've just reshared the link. Are you able
Ma'am.
to access it?
It's not opening.
Ma'am, checkout box not
The link
visible.
is not opening for you.
Can everyone
Yes.
confirm whether the link is opening or not?
It is, Uma. I've just
It
checked.
is, ma'am. It is.
What you can do is copy paste the link on your browser directly. If it's not clickable, that's all right. Just copy paste the link and then open it on your browser.
Ma'am, there is no checkout box in the LMS part. Like I just refreshed it and used the code.
Yes, ma'am.
You are mute.
Able to do it?
Also, ma'am, I wanted to ask one thing. The PDF or the document from which the server was teaching us, are we going to have the access of it?
Yes, we'll be sharing. Okay, we'll be sharing it.
Excuse me, ma'am.
And also soon you can see it in the LMS also.
Ma'am, can you resend the link, ma'am?
Okay, sure. I will reshare. The students who have completed with the checkout form, you can leave the session.
Ma'am, I had a doubt.
Yes.
Ma'am, today you actually sent a job authority and responsibilities checklist. So can you please tell a little about it?
Voice is very low. Could you please repeat again?
Ma'am, today on the group you had forward a job responsibility and authorities checklist.
Okay.
So can you please tell a little about it?
A do's and don'ts checklist.
Yes, ma'am.
That is simply, Anvi, for what you should do as good practices for the sessions. Nothing much. Just see if you want to follow a few things, you want to modify a few based on your schedule. That's it. Nothing much to worry about.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Those of you who have submitted can quickly put a thumbs up, or as some of you are already doing, do a submitted on the chat box. That works. Perfect.
Ma'am, today you shared one file in which it was written like attendance more than 95% or the assignment marks more than 80%. What is that?
Attendance more than 95%.
I'm not. One second.
I think it's 70%. We've kept a mark at 70. That's a do's and don'ts. Yeah? That's the same one that Anvi also checked in about. That's the same do's and don'ts checklist. That's the only list that we've shared in today. It's simply for you to know what are some good practices to follow for the session. That is it.
Okay.
Okay. Nothing more to worry about regarding that. If there is something important, what we'll do is we'll make sure to put in as like an important mark or a red flag while we are sending in the message so that you know that's important. And mostly we'll try to keep all important stuff directly on your LMS. So you have like access to it and you don't have to scroll through WhatsApp and figure out the message. If it's something shared over WhatsApp, we'll ask you already to star mark it.
Because actually it is written that maintain 90% or above average attendance throughout dropout rate less than 10% like this. So
This is which document? Uma, is this our document?
yes, ma'am. It's shared in format of OneDrive.
Uma, can you check once? Is this our document? 90% attendance?
Can you tell me where it was? Like, I didn't share these things in a group. 1 minute.
Can you tag us in the group for that document once?
Yes.
Ma'am, it's
Wait
the
a
same
minute.
that job authority and responsibilities checklist, which was a zip file that you had sent on the group.
Just a second. It's a zip file. It's a zip file, Uma, that has been shared.
Yes, ma'am. That's the zip file OneDrive I am talking about.
Okay, I'll just update in the WhatsApp group, okay, regarding that. Okay, students, I'll check and I'll update.
Uma, I think we've by mistake shared the wrong file.
I want to check. Okay.
No worries, students. What we'll do is,
Ma'am, can you please send that checkout form 1 second because it's not working.
no worries. I'll share the link again with you. Do you want me to share it? I'll just put it again on the on the chat box. Okay.
Ma'am, is it okay to leave if we've submitted the form?
Yes, it's all done.
Okay.
Uma, anything else that we need to cover?
No, that's all for today. Thank you so much,
Thank
students.
you so much,
Regarding this, OneDrive, I will check and I will update you.
We'll directly share with you a PDF of the do's and don'ts.
Yes.
That should be better. Okay.
Sure.
Okay, ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much
you
for
all,
joining.
students.
Thank you,
Have a
ma'am.
great day ahead.
Thank you, ma'am.